What is a good carry weapon? In this video, we are going to talk about the 5 criteria I set for myself to decide which weapon is in consideration to enter my usage as a carry weapon. And these 5 criteria we are going to use on this channel to judge handguns in the future, whether they are usable as carry weapons. It seemed appropriate to add that video to my last one where I introduced my personal EDC, my everyday carry kit. If you have missed that video, you can watch it here in case you're interested. Hello and welcome. This is Hoplophile, where we address guns from a positive attitude. My name is Thorsten Heinrich and I live in Panama. I'm a German, and so I might have some different approach than others usually do. Now, before we go into the guns itself, the criteria, we obviously need to talk about the caliber. This here is a Ruger 22 LCP. Now, obviously, this is a real gun and it still punches holes. It's tiny, it's easy to carry, it's cheap on top. Ammo is cheap, so it sounds like a nice choice. But as for self-defense, a carry gun will only be pulled out and will only be used if we are under imminent danger of death or bodily harm. In that case, we need to stop the aggression as fast as humanly possible. So the crackhead with the knife who is charging us doesn't have the time to stab us multiple times, and for that a 22 doesn't seem to be appropriate, as it might still kill the person, it might punch dangerous holes, but the stoppage power of these rounds is fairly limited. I will personally only take into serious considerations guns from caliber 380 ACP upwards, according to the FBI ballistic tests and recommendations. Obviously, 380 ACP only works with appropriate ammunition. Whether I'm able to get this here in Panama will be up for question. I'm not sure about that. But other than that, 9mm, 38, 40, 10mm, 45 ACP, 357 Magnum are all possible choices. Generally, you probably want to choose a gun where you can afford the ammunition. That's why 5.7 is not up in the mix for me. 5.7 is just too expensive for me to train regularly with it. I'm not rich enough to afford hundreds of rounds a month for 5.7, so this is out of the question. I will probably stick with 9mm, but I will take into consideration all guns that have the potential to have the necessary stopping power. But let's dive into the criteria itself. Now, the most important criteria for me is clearly reliability. This here is my FNX 45. It's a beautiful gun, 45 ACP. It has the necessary stopping power, but I have some trouble with it. Even though it's double single action, it has manual safety, it has a decocker, it would have anything you could wish for in a carry gun. At the same time, I have trouble with it. The slide sometimes doesn't slide forward well enough. It has feeding issues. It might still be in the breaking in period. I probably have to shoot it more, but as of now, it is far from being reliable, so it's out of the question for me. It's not like I'm on the shooting range and do some plinking for fun with a carry gun. It's not that I'm in a competition where a failure might mean I lose my ranking. For a carry gun, if something malfunctions, it's a question of life and death. So reliability is the utmost important criteria for us to set as a carry gun. Criteria number 2 is the ease of carry. We have here a Raging Bull from Taurus, 44 Magnum, obviously a powerful round, so it will do the trick in a self-defense scenario, but at the same time it's so heavy that it's already unpleasant to just hold it like this. At the same time, if we have a carry gun, we want to be able to carry it with us all the time. We want to never leave it at home because it's too clumsy, it's too uncomfortable. Even if we just go to the supermarket half a mile away, a kilometer away or anything like this, as we are not going to an appointment for a gunfight, if we ever need our carry gun, that's as a surprise when we didn't expect it, and that might very well be on the way or in that supermarket just half a mile away. So for us to the second most criteria that I will set up, that I will use is, can I carry that gun comfortably? So comfortably that I'm willing to carry it with me all the time, because ideally I want to be able to carry it at home, in my own home as well. Now, I live in a safe area. I don't expect it to ever be a problem, but if I have a house with several stories and on the second or third floor the gun is ready and I'm in the ground floor, in the first floor, and somebody breaks in close to the staircase, what am I supposed to do then? Sir, please, can you let me pass so I get to my gun? Obviously, we are not expecting somebody to break into our house, but it might happen. And in that case, I want to have my gun with me. And I will only do that if it's comfortably enough for me to carry it with me all the time. So that's the second most criteria for me to set: how easy is it to carry? Criteria number 3 is, how easy is it to conceal? In some states in the US, open carry is forbidden. In Panama, I have the concealed carry permit, and I'm honestly not completely sure whether it's forbidden to open carry. At least to the law that I see, it isn't, but even though everybody claims it is, but it doesn't matter to me. Open carry is not an option for me anyways. I'll probably make a video about that in the future, but as of now, it's important that nobody sees I'm carrying the gun. A, it might be a legal requirement, and B, you don't want to show the bad guy that you're the one that is dangerous. So if he's a criminal hardcore enough, then he might open his criminal act by starting to shoot at you. So for me, it is important that I have a gun that isn't as well visible as this one. So when it comes to concealed carry, we need a gun that can be hidden under our clothes in a way that it is not visible to the observer. And that will be criteria number 3 in this, in my judging the viability of a gun for concealed carry. Criteria number 4 will be ammunition capacity. Now, obviously, this is already number 4, so it's no longer as important as before. And the studies in the US have shown that usually it's 3 seconds, 3 yards, and 3 shots where the typical self-defense event occurs. Even though I have seen videos recently, for instance, of a home invasion with 5 guys, 4 of them armed. And if you only have your snub nose, my first gun, by the way, if you want to watch the video, it's linked here. This one has 5 rounds of 38 special. This should be more or less sufficient for a regular self-defense case, but it would make me more comfortable if I had more rounds. That doesn't mean I have to carry a 50-round drum magazine in the gun I have with me, but at the same time, we want to have enough ammo capacity. So in worst case, if there are actually several attackers, which is with organized crime not an impossibility, that we are capable of not hearing the loudest noise in the world, the click, when you are attacked by several of them and your gun runs out of ammo and theirs doesn't. So number 4, not as important, but not completely unimportant. How many rounds does the gun actually carry? How many rounds will be in the standard capacity magazine that I will keep using inside of that gun for self-defense, for concealed carry? Criteria number 5 for me might be somewhat surprising for some of you to only be in 5th place, but it's accuracy. Now, obviously, a gun, the longer the sight picture, the easier it is to hit, because it's harder for you to angle wrong to miss. And while it is nice to have a gun that you are able to shoot at long distances in self-defense, I don't see the necessity. Now, with a match pistol, I'm capable of hitting probably 3 out of 5 rounds at 100 yards. This is nothing extraordinary. It's probably not bad, but I'm far from being a great shot. But the thing is, when we go back to the 3x3, 3 yards distance, a double action snub nose will do the trick, even though I have barely any chance of hitting in double action at 100 yards. When the attacker is 3 to 5 meters away from me, it'll do the trick. So accuracy won't be the highest priority, and whatever comes into my carry rotation will be practiced with, not just with dry fire, but with a lot of actual rounds. So I will also improve while getting used to that gun as well. So that's my criteria number 5, accuracy, that I will set in the future for potential carry guns. Now, to summarize, The criteria for carry guns in the appropriate calibers will be reliability, ease of carry, ease of hiding it, magazine capacity, and accuracy. These are what I will use as criteria to choose my future carry gun. This is what I will keep using on this channel when I talk about guns that I will test here, that I will talk about in the future. So we will probably compare it then in the future, like every 10 handguns or maybe every 6 months, what was the best gun for concealed carry that we had, among all the other things we will talk about on this channel about guns. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps with the algorithm and helps the channel grow. Leave a comment if you think I forgot something, or if you want to recommend me a certain gun that I should try out. Obviously, in Panama, not everything is available, and it might be rather challenging, but maybe I have the ability to try that out through some friends of mine that have quite extensive collections here. So we might be able to do something in the future. And if you're new here, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss future videos. Other channels from me are in the description in case you want to check them out as well. But that's it from me for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back.